بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Brothers and sisters, dear respected beloved parents, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you so much for joining us this morning for our Al-Huda Global School Orientation for this 2023-2024 school year, which coincides with 1445 of the Hijri calendar. Once again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Brother Harun Baqai. I serve as a principal of Al-Huda Global School. We are so very excited to have you all join us this morning, teaching our students, nurturing the young generation, developing the future of this ummah is a challenging task. It's a no-nonsense task, as they say, and it needs a community, an entire village, a global village, albeit, but it takes a village to raise these beautiful young children, our youth, mashallah. And so you, parents, you and we as your school, we are one team, partnering together for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to work in this collaborative effort to raise the future generation. We are in this together. We are one team. Your presence here, beloved parents, all of you who are here from all over the world, gives us that confidence, reassures us that we are indeed together as one team to nurture our beloved young minds and souls, inshallah, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So once again, thank you for joining us. This will be a short presentation about the different aspects of the global school, inshallah, that we will present to you. And of course, we'll open the floor for questions that anybody has. You may post any questions you may have in the Q&A box. We will get to those questions sometime during this session, inshallah ta'ala. So first and foremost, we want to welcome you to Darus Salam, which is the umbrella organization. Darus Salam was started close to 30 years ago, right here in Maryland, close to the University of Maryland. At this time, after about 30 years in operation, it has about 30 or 40 different projects. Al-Huda School is the largest project of Dar es Salaam, with, of course, its headquarters in College Park, Maryland, with over 750 students from 18 months to 18 years. Of course, Al-Huda Global School is one of the 30 or 40 projects of Dar es Salaam. So for those of you who have never been to Maryland, to this area, we invite you, come and experience this Dar es Salaam, in hopes, inshaAllah ta'ala, brothers and sisters, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unites us in the real Dar es Salaam on the Day of Judgment. As you know, Dar es Salaam is one of the names of Jannah. We hope and we pray that Allah Azza wa Jal gathers all of us for His love under the shade of La ilaha illallah on the Day of Judgment in Dar es Salaam, which is Jannah. So at Al-Huda Global School, this is your community of support, if you will. These are the people who will be supporting your children and you as families. Myself, the principal of Al-Huda Global School, Brother Harun Baqai. We have our dear and respected Dr. Kubrat Bello, who is a vice principal of Al-Huda Global School, and our wonderful and amazing sister Shamila Hashim, who is the executive vice principal. We also are honored to have with us Sister Rahila Riaz. You all, none of your children can get to Al-Huda Global School without going through our wonderful sister Rahila Riaz. She's the admissions officer. We also have Sister Zara Tariq, who is our student success coach. And we have added a new position at the Al-Huda Global School called the Family Engagement Specialist, with Sister Sajila Yaqub, who will be in touch with you as parents over the next few weeks and months and throughout the school year to make sure that you are engaged, involved, fully involved in your children's education. Brothers and sisters, again, as I mentioned, nurturing these children takes a community, takes a village where every one of us has to play their part. Online learning is ever more challenging, requires even more involvement from the parents. Just to give you an idea, there's some schools, online schools out there, of course, that have elementary schools. Right now, we don't have the full elementary school. We only have middle and high school. We only have that 5th grade in the global school, but otherwise we have middle and high school. But there are elementary schools out there. I just want to give you an idea of the required level of parental involvement. There are some elementary online schools out there that require that during live classes that students have, like what we have right now, live sessions, the parent has to be sitting right next to the student throughout the live lesson. Would you believe that? The parent has to sit with the student in the entire live lesson every single day for every single class. That's how much we need parental involvement. And so again, this is a community effort. This is an effort which requires everybody's participation. And of course, because at the end of the day, what we're all trying to achieve is nothing cheap, and that is Jannah. Allah Azza wa Jal gather all of us in the highest levels of Jannah. This is the mission of Al-Huda Global School, to nurture Allah-centric youth, to overcome today's challenges with innovative solutions. We want our students to be Allah-centric, not self-centered, but whose lives revolve around Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who truly, genuinely internalize and live the statement, Allahu Akbar, Allah Azza wa Jal is the greatest. These are our 4 institutional goals. They permeate all of our curriculum areas: know, show, glow, and grow. So we want our students to know Allah, knowledge that leads to action. Knowledge that leads to action. And this reminds me of the beautiful story, if you remember, this related to the name of Allah Azza wa Jal, Al-Ghafur, or Al-Afu, the one who forgives and who pardons. And you know how this name of Allah Azza wa Jal should have an impact in our lives. And this is what we want our students to do, right? So remember the story of when the famous story when Aisha radiallahu anha was accused of something terrible that she never did, right? And at that time, there were people who were spreading rumors. One of those people who was spreading the rumors about Aisha, the wife of Rasul and the daughter of Abu Bakr Siddiq, was a gentleman called, his name was Mistah. He was related to Abu Bakr, and Mistah was somebody that Abu Bakr would support financially. And so when Mistah was one of the people who started to talk, Abu Bakr naturally, as a father, was very hurt, and he said, I will no longer support him financially. And then came down the ayat from Allah Azza wa Jal, Al-Ghafur, Al-Afu, the most forgiving, the most pardoning. He said, it doesn't befit somebody who is, Allah Azza wa Jal has blessed, that they don't support their close relatives. That's a general gist of the ayah. And then Allah says, وَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَصْفَحُوا, and then let them pardon and forgive. And then he says, أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَن يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ, wouldn't you want Allah to forgive you? And Abu Bakr's response, again, he was the slave servant of Al-Ghafur, Al-Afu, the most forgiving, the most pardoning. He knew Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but his knowledge was, in a way, such that it led to action. So what did he say right away? Yes, I want Allah to forgive me. And he resumed his help toward Mistah. This is how we want our students to know Allah, in a way that leads to action. The second is to show gratitude to Allah Azza wa Jal in their hearts, through their tongues, and through their actions. And so that whoever they interact with, they show their gratitude to Allah Azza wa Jal in those interactions. Whether it is their interactions with their own self, with Allah, with their family, with the community, with the society, with the non-humans, with the environment, with the non-Muslims. In all of these interactions, we want them to show their gratitude to Allah Azza wa Jal. Third, that they glow with the message of Islam. They're shining with the message of Islam. They're not shy to be Muslims. So if Allah has blessed them with a beautiful name as Muhammad, they have no problem telling them, yes, my name is Muhammad. They don't have to say my name is Mo or Mohammed. No, they can say I'm Muhammad. If their name is Bilal, they're proud to be Bilal and not finding reasons to introduce themselves as Bill. No, they don't need to do that. They're Bilal. They're glowing with the message of Islam. When it's time to pray, they have no problem praying wherever they are, right? If they're driving and somebody cuts in front of them, they glow with the message of Islam by letting things go. SubhanAllah. Not as a sign of weakness, but as a Muslim. So when people see our students, they know that that's a Muslim. And trust me, this idea of glowing with the message of Islam happens at Al-Huda Global School. So for example, one of the requirements in the global school is that students have to do community service. So we had students who not only did community service in their local Muslim, in their masajid, For example, going and helping out in Ramadan, cooking in Ramadan, baking for people to break their fast. But they also went to their local cities, to the local city governments in the United States, and did community service there. And for example, city cleanups, glowing with the message of Islam, showing people that truly Muslims are those who benefit other people, right? Because Rasul taught us, أَحَبُّ النَّاسِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَنْفَعُهُمْ, that the most beloved of people to Allah are those who are the most beneficial to other people. Subhanallah. And so they glow with the message of Islam. And finally, they grow an intentional and an international community where Islam is practiced in all aspects of life. So those four institutional goals permeate all of our curriculum areas. We enforce these goals in language arts, in math, in science, in Arabic, in Islamic studies, history, whatever we're teaching, these four goals are parts and parcel of everything. I wanted to show you a sample class schedule just so you have an idea. The exact class schedule will be shared with you, inshallah, soon, ta'ala. But I wanted to just give you an idea of what the classroom schedule will look like for your students. So for example, here's a schedule. I believe this is from last year. But if you see, let's just take the example of eighth grade. So eighth grade, in the morning, they had from 8:10 to 9:20, Monday through Thursday, they have math for the eighth grade on Mondays and Wednesdays. This year, by the way, math will also be on Fridays. We'll have a third day, but this is just a sample from last year. And then they had Quran on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the morning. Again, this schedule will be shared with you in the next few days, inshallah, for this year. This is a sample from last year. And then on the second period from 9:30 to 10:40, Monday through Thursday, they had Arabic. And then third period was social studies, SSS social studies for Monday and Wednesday, and language arts on Tuesday and Thursday. And then we have this thing called study time. This is individual study time that students, we ask them to take this time to study for at their own pace, their own whatever assignments they may have to do, whatever readings they may have to do, or whatever chores that you as parents would like for them to do at home. Or, for example, to get a snack, or get some lunch, or take a walk, and so on and so forth. And then we have a salah break, and then last period from 1:50 to 3 p.m. All of these, of course, are Eastern Standard Times. And so they have, for example, the last period for science and social studies. Friday's schedule is a little shorter. So if you notice, Friday class times are here, 8:10 to 8:40 is the first period. This is the second period, third and fourth. On Friday, we try to end everything by 10:40 a.m. with the idea that students are able to go for Salat al-Jum'ah, whoever has to go. So that's just a little bit of an idea of what the daily schedule looks like. Again, we will share these daily schedules with you in the next few days. For each of these classes, there will be a separate Zoom link, and your students, your children will have that Zoom link for each class posted in their online classrooms. So they'll have an online classroom in an online learning management system called Buzz. You as parents will have access to Buzz. Your students will have access to Buzz. Their Zoom links will be posted there. Parents, we cannot emphasize enough the importance of your children attending classes. So if your children not attending, of course, in a regular school, we can go look for them. If they're in the bathroom, in the hallways, we can get them. But online teachers can't look for them. So we want you to make sure that you can see and involve, engage with your students in making sure that they're attending all classes. If parents, if you think that mom and dad can both go to work, leave the child by themselves at home, chances are things are not going to happen as you would like for them to happen. So you have to be there, making sure that they're attending all of their classes and they are paying attention and doing the work that they're supposed to do. So we expect, of course, from our students that they attend all their classes while actively participating in them. Parents, again, your involvement, your monitoring of your students is crucial. Please make sure that they're not doing other things, watching YouTube videos and so on during that time. We can't do that. The technology right now with Zoom, it doesn't allow for us to control what they're doing. So we want your involvement there. We want students to have their videos on at all times. Otherwise, they do lose points. And you might get a call from the school saying, hey, your child is not turning their video on. Again, if you're not there with them, you can't reinforce that. And we can't physically turn their video on for them. So you have to make sure that their videos are on at all times, that they are appropriately dressed, not in their PJs. And our beloved and precious daughters, our princesses, we want to make sure that all of them are in full and proper hijab, covering their heads and their necks and shoulders completely. Inshallah, Of course, we want students to complete their work with honesty and academic integrity, and of course, apply what they are learning, in other places as part of their community service. Of course, cheating and plagiarism is rampant these days, especially, of course, not part of the deen. It lowers students' confidence and their level of self-respect. It's one of those things that you don't just do once. It becomes a habit very easily and really can affect the student's chances of getting into college. It also, makes them lose their critical thinking ability and can have long-term effect on the job. Why do we share this with you? As rampant as it is, we want you as parents to check your students' work to make sure that they're actually submitting their own original work and that they are not cheating in any way, shape, or form. Of course, our behavior standards, we take them from the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah. We work with you as a team. You are our partners. We are yours. We are one team working together. And so we look for your cooperation and your help in making sure that your students are, inshallah, presenting themselves with the best Muslim behavior, inshallah. Um, this is a difficult thing to talk about, but we still have to talk about it. Al-Huda Global School, which is, of course, chartered in, of course, we're based in the state of Maryland. And so the Maryland state laws apply to us as educators. So as educators, we are what they call as mandated reporters, in that we are required to report any suspected cases of child abuse or neglect. And yes, unfortunately, alhamdulillah, we haven't had to do it too many times, but we've had to do it a few times, even in the global school, where we had to call the child protective services of the local city or state, wherever the child is, if we saw some suspected cases of child abuse. So please, what we ask all of you beloved parents, please deal with the children like Rasul used to, which is gently, politely. Yes, there's nothing wrong in being firm, but we cannot be harsh. We cannot we cannot hit our students and beat them in a way that, for example, harms them or leaves a mark on them. So please avoid those. Make sure that your children are well nourished, inshallah. And of course, you want to model that ideal Islamic behavior yourselves. Actions speak louder than words. Your interaction with them teaches them a lot more than them just, listening to a lecture, for example. All right, so a few tips for success. We've already talked about parental involvement. Please be involved. You stay in touch with your children's teachers. We have parent-teacher conferences 3 times during the year, but of course you can have a parent conference with the teacher by emailing them at times outside of that as well. Give us feedback. Be involved with your students. Inshallah, make sure that they understand that education is a priority for you and that you really want them to learn and excel and do well in whatever you're doing. Provide for them a nice, inappropriate setup, a physical setup in your home or wherever you are that is conducive to their learning. So provide them with a proper desk, with proper lighting, with a good headset, with a solid computer, with good internet connection, in an environment where there's not much noise. If you have little children, have your child who is attending Al-Huda Global School in a room where the little ones don't go in. And so again, they can make sure that they are studying well and preparing well. So of course, these are some of the things that you can prepare as parents, providing that quiet and well-lit environment, webcam and a laptop, or or a laptop with camera, good headsets. Of course, communicate regularly with teachers, check in with your students, and please avoid giving your children other devices. So don't have them be on a phone or an iPad along with their computers. We ask that all students attend their classes on a laptop, Mac, or a Chromebook, not on an iPad or smaller device. For example, a tablet and so on. Those tend not to work very well. So those do not work very well in the online systems we have. So please provide them with an actual computer, laptop computer, or a Chromebook. So a few different ways of communications that you will see. The students will communicate. Of course, they can communicate with teachers, and teachers and other people will communicate with them via email. Of course, one-on-one Zoom meetings. We do sometimes even send letters to people's homes or notes to people's homes. Teachers, administrators, and success coaches and family engagement specialists, they may even call you. They may have workshops with you as parents, as well as with the children. Again, to keep them engaged, keep them excited, to keep them happy, to fulfill their social needs as much as possible. So please be on the lookout for all of those in your emails, inshallah. That's what for the students. For the parents, of course, all of these apply as well. We email you, we have Zoom meetings with you in form of workshops, phone calls. We also email you, parents, every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks in your email, you will get a progress report from us, which basically shows your children's name, and for each subject that they're registered with us, their current grade. So you know, of course, we're hoping that you would log in every day or a few times a week. But if you missed it, you will get that email. So please be on the lookout for that email. And in that email, you will also see how you can log in and see for your own self your child's progress. You can see for your own self their grades in their homework, classwork, project, quizzes, tests, exams, and so on and so forth. You can see that for your own self, but we will equip you with all of these things, but we are looking for your involvement, inshallah, to make sure that you follow up with your students. Here are some examples of workshops we have done in the past for students, done by our success coach and the school social worker. For example, a goal-setting workshop called Start Smart, a game night, just a nice and social event, Peyton Juice Night, a balancing act, where we talked about how to balance their academic, social, and daily lives, and of course, some game nights for our students. So as a parent, again, please reply to communications, encourage your children to attend these workshops, and of course, check in with your students on a regular basis. I'm going to take a pause here, and I will take any questions. And right after this, our executive vice principal and technology coordinator will do a short presentation on. She will show you a little bit about Buzz, which is our learning management system, where all the educational materials, the books, what people talk about books, all the assessments, quizzes, assignments, all of that is on Buzz. She will show you a little bit about GradeLink, which is also a student information system. She will show you all in just a little bit. Before she does that, let me take any questions. What will the HIF school schedule look like? This is a great question. So I take it as, Sister Sophia, you're talking about the HIF school in your location, wherever you are, be it in wherever your HIF school is. So that is a question you would ask the HIF school, the administration of your local HIF school, as to what time their classes will be, and when their students, your children, will be attending the Al-Huda Global School classes, and whether they will be attending them live. We just showed you a sample schedule. So if their HIF schedule allows them to take those classes live, then great. Otherwise, they can always take them in a self-paced modality. Teachers will be available during office hours for all students, self-paced and live. So if your child is taking self-paced classes, then they can still reach out and get help from their teachers, inshallah. And again, I have another. So as we showed you, Brother Fraz, we showed you the schedule. The classes do end at 3 p.m. So if he comes home at 1 p.m., then he will have the last class, and whichever, depending on the grade level, whatever that last class is, and he'll be able to attend that online, inshallah. But if you're able to make it such that there is a class from 12:10 to 1:20, so if the class ends at 12 and he's able to stay in the masjid or in the HIF school, then he should be able to take that class as well, which will be an added benefit. What specs should the computer have? This is a great question, Sister Shamila. We'll be showing you the resources we have online on our website. We have a page where we talk about what resources and what specs of computers you should have, inshallah. So if you are in Al-Huda school in Maryland, no, we don't allow for students to leave their HIF school classes to attend the live classes, unfortunately, because we want them to focus on their HIF, inshallah. Is online better than in person? Of course, we always say that in person is better. If you have an opportunity to attend a school in person, that's always better. But of course, if you can't, then the global school is certainly far, 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 far better than attending a public school. Online clubs, we are inshallah hoping to start those bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So far, again, we've only been in operation for 2 years. We're hoping to add those as well, inshallah. How much they will learn Arabic and grammar? So depending on their level, by the time we get to level 3, there is pretty heavy emphasis on Arabic grammar. So it depends on the child's level. We have total, by the time you add everything, we have total of, I think, 6 or 8 levels. So far, right now, we're offering the first level 1, 2, and 3, and I think 4 for the high school. And if there are students, they'll be in that in those levels depending on their whatever their level is. All right. All right. Great question. We're college-bound system, so we have our student success coach, Sister Zara Tariq, also serves as our college counselor. So she has been and will be in touch with students in preparing them for college. She'll be coordinating, facilitating workshops on college essay writing, on resume writing, on applying for colleges, financial aid, and so on and so forth. You name it. She will be talking to students one-on-one, as well as doing workshops both for parents and students to prepare them for college, inshallah. And yes, we internships is a requirement for high school. We don't have in ours, and of course, we don't offer those internships for the students, except those students who are local. They're able to come, inshallah, in person. Then they can sometimes do internships at the school or at local businesses. But we do guide the students. Of course, they with their parents have to find the appropriate internship opportunities to complete their high school graduation requirements. So all the materials for Farid, all the materials are housed on Buzz that Sister Shamila will show you. All the reading materials, all the assignments, assessments, projects, discussion, everything is housed on Buzz for each course that they will have. They do not have to wear a uniform. How many students are enrolled in online in the 9th grade? That is a great question. If one of the staff members can quickly look it up, they can let you know. Otherwise, I can tell you, there it is. We have right now in this live classes, we have 13 students so far and counting. And we have a couple live students, or I'm sorry, self-paced students right now, but 13 live students and counting that number. All right. Electives, yes, we're planning on offering electives. Fatmata, this is a high school question. Right now, we don't have a system in place where we can allow for high school students to complete their work at Al-Huda school in here. We were looking into that. Do 12th graders have different schedules? So no, the 12th graders will take some of their classes live. Some of those 12th grade classes, mainly language, arts, and science, will have to be in a self-paced format, inshallah. So yes, whenever we have community activities in Maryland, we do send emails to the global school, and we welcome them to join activities and events, inshallah, in Maryland. So senior year, will they finish early? No, they'll finish in June. They will have their, they will be invited if they would like to attend their graduation, inshallah. So they're welcome to attend their graduation live or in person. If there are no online clubs, can global school students join Al-Huda in-person clubs? I don't have an answer to that question, Sabah, yet, but inshallah, if you check back with us in a little bit, we can let you know. Hamza, how many hours of community service? That just depends. I think we used last year it was 5 hours, but this year we're slowly trying to increase it, inshallah. Community service requirements. We ask students to do community service wherever they are, in whatever capacity. They submit a little portfolio to us with their number of hours and some pictures of what the work that they have done to get a grade for those, inshallah. Focus mode on Zoom, Brother Ismail, I'm not aware of that. If you can, just email us at global@alhuda.org information about that. All right. How many students in 12th grade right now? I think we have 2 or 3 students, but that is expected to grow either this year or the next year, inshallah. So if we offer clubs, we try as much as possible to make them free, unless if we have to pay a staff member or if there is any supplies, otherwise they're free. All right, so I'm going to stop here, and we're going to have Sister Shamila, inshallah, conduct the next part of this, inshallah. Sister Shamila, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I will let you share yours. And again, parents, please pay attention. This is a very important part of this this presentation. She'll show you about Buzz, basics of Buzz. Again, this is, by the way, an orientation more for parents. I know there's a lot of students here. Of course, we welcome you, but students, we will have a separate orientation for you next week, inshallah. So if you want, you can hold off on those questions until next week. All right, Sister Shamala, please go ahead.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Thank you so much for joining this morning, inshallah. So I will go over about Buzz and GradeLink, what we will be using for global school. So inshallah for Buzz, we have, that's our learning management system. We will send you, most of you who are returning parents from last year will have your username and password already assigned from last year. That stays the same, nothing changes. Anybody new, you will be getting your credentials via email for parents separately and for students separately, inshallah. So I'm gonna go ahead and log into Buzz and show you how it looks like for parents. So this is going to be your portal. Just make sure that because we have two different Buzz, one for global school and one for the regular school. So you should be in the Al-Huda global school Buzz here, inshallah. And then definitely you want to make sure that we sent you your username and password, and that's what you're going to log in. So I'm going to log in as a parent here. And once you're logged in, you will see your students. If you have multiple students, you're going to see multiple students here. If you have different siblings. And right now, I'm going to click on one of the students here. Now I'm going to be able to see what courses my child is registered in. So you will see all the courses. Now I have two here just to show you guys as an example, one from last year and one from this year. So for this year, if you see all these new courses will not have no grades, nothing. It's just going to, once you click on a course here as a parent, you will see who is your teacher, what is the class timing, and the Zoom link right here for live class and for office hours, and a welcome video and a welcome letter from the teacher who's teaching this class. So you'll have some information here, this information for you to just start your courses, inshallah. So for eventually, the teachers are going to start opening up modules. For right now, you're going to only see some basic information that you need because this is just beginning. We haven't really done anything. And you will also see some of the to-do lists that the students will have as the teachers assign due dates for assignments. So this is kind of like your main thing that you'll be seeing for your courses as they will be assigned, inshallah. When you go back to your app again, you will see all the other courses. And in the same place, I'm going to show you another one, just a previous year, last year's courses, so you can have an idea how the assignments and grades are shown as well. So if I click this one, this is a last year's class. So this class is already done and over with. So you will see this is language arts. They had Tuesdays and Thursdays. Their live classes starts at 10:50. So students should come in here, click on this Zoom link to get onto that class. This Zoom link is only for the office hours, which the teachers will also share their schedule of office hours. And this will be for their morning assembly. So every morning before classes start, in your schedule, you'll have a daily adkar. Now the assembly link is also on the schedule that we will be sharing with you, but it's also the teachers have put it in here as well, just in case. Now, once you're here, you will see there are different modules or chapters or units that you have for each different courses. Students are expected to go through these one by one. When they are done, there will be a green check mark. That means the student has completed that. So if the check mark is not there, that means they had to still do it. The good thing about this app is that it also tells them what are due and what they're past due. So all of the activities or assignments over here, you will as a parent can go in and see, have they done everything? Have they still have anything left to do? So you will have an idea just to check with your students. As a parent, I'm sure that we all do that. We want to make sure that they've done their assignments. So you can also ask that. This is one way of looking at your stuff. And now in order to see your grades itself, you can also click on this icon here for grades. Or you can also go in here to click on grades here as well. So there's many ways to do the grades. So let me just show you, this is from last year, how you're going to look at your grades. Our school is divided into 2 semesters. We have semester 1, and then we have semester 2. So right now, you will start with semester 1. So as parents students starting courses this school year, they will only see semester 1. They won't see semester 2 until we come to semester 2, which will be in mid-January. So semester 1, we have 4 different categories of graded assignments that will be put on. So you have assignments, participation projects, then you have a category for assessments, and then you'll have a category for discussion-based assessments and final test and exams. So you want to just check where they are lacking because each of these categories will have a different weight. Now you will be able to see their score for each assignment that the teacher posted. When did they submit? What was the due date? So that you will see if the exam amount is less for some reason. Could be that they submitted after the due date. And this icon, the arrow icon, means that they can have a retry. So let's say that the student had not a very good score. The teacher may give an option to do a retry. So definitely they can go and do a retry. And this icon means there's a comment. So you do definitely want to go in and check that comment. So if you click on it, it'll tell you what the comment the teacher put in. So you definitely want to check these things. This will help you understand where the students are and what they are doing, inshallah. And this is how you'll be checking your grades. This is your final grade for this course for semester 1 and 2. It's a cumulative grade, but this grade is only for semester 1. Now, this one here means that is the grade for that particular graded category. So each category has their overall grade. Each semester have their overall grade, and then you have your final grade up here. So that's how you will be checking your grades in your buzz. So again, when you go back here to the new courses this year, there won't be no grades yet because it hasn't started. So once they start coming in, you will see the activities that they have. Some of them will be gradable activities. Some of them will be non-gradable activities. So definitely the non-gradable activities are not going to be calculated in the overall score. But it's always good for students to do them because that's a practice for them to get ready for exams and quizzes and assessments. That's what the main things that you will do in your buzz. Now, students, we will have a separate orientation for students to show how they'll be doing these assignments. So, and then how to go about. Now, for parents, this is what you will look at. When this to-do list over here, you will see all the assignments for all the subjects in one place for you. So you can go in and check what assignments from which subject is due right away or coming up soon, so that way you can work on or help make sure that your students are doing it. But if you go course by course, you'll also see that to-do list right here. That's only for that specific course. So this is actually how you get into Buzz and do all your observing to check. You cannot submit stuff on your login. The student has to log in as a student in order to submit assignments and work. So make sure that you are logged into the correct app just to make sure that they are able to submit, inshallah. And next one, I'll take into our GradeLink. So GradeLink is our student information system. The two things that you'll be using GradeLink is, one is to check their attendance, because teachers are going to take class attendance. Every class a student is enrolled in, there'll be attendance. And the second thing that you'll be doing is taking the report card, because report card will be published in the GradeLink. So all parents will have a login information, credential to log into GradeLink to check that, as well as students. So I'm going to go in and go into this parent portal. So this is my login. I'm just going to go in to show you. So this is how you will see your GradeLink when you log in. Again, returning parents, you will have the same login information as last year. There won't be any changes. If you forgot, please email global@alhuda.org and they will send it to you. New parents, you will be getting login information once your child is enrolled, once the school starts. So you will be able to start logging into GradeLink to check their attendance. Of course, report cards are not going to be published until the semester 1 is over, which will be probably the 3rd week of January. So at that time, you can log into GradeLink and get your report card. But right now, the only thing that you can do, two things is, one, check the attendance. Second is you can find out the teacher information, such as their emails and such, in case if you don't know. So for example, as a parent, if I go into attendance, I will know, so where my child is currently registered in the classes, these are the classes that my child is registered, and then I will see the attendance on that. So now, for example, if I want to see last year's, I'm just going to go, I'm a returning parent, so I can look at my last year's, let's say, math class. I want to see how many times that my child was absent, or if she's attended, so that there you go. This is what it shows you, tells you the times that the child was absent here and the classes that she attended. So you can at least have an idea what's happening in the event that you are not able to supervise them in that home. So that's one way to look at. That's the attendance here. The other thing is for the grades. When you click on grades, you will definitely see the report card here. That's the last published report card. So it doesn't mean that this report card for this school year, this will be the last published report card. So for us, it will be last school year, which we published in June. So you will see this report card in June's one. Once we publish in in January, the semester one, then you'll see the recent one. Whatever the recent published report card is, which will be up here. So you can click this and download the report card. We will be, most likely you will have this access. We will not be emailing anybody report card. So this is one thing that you'll have to go and download it and check it. For current grades, you will see these grades right here. So if right now the school hasn't started, so you don't have no grades entered, but for global school, you will only see this once when the semester is over. So definitely you don't need to check this grades section every time. You only come here when the semester one is over. Then the second time you would come is when the semester two is over. That is after the school year is over. So there's only 2 times you'll come to the grades section, because teachers will put grades only after each semester is over. So you will not see any grades during that until that time. If you want to check who your teachers are, if you click on this subject, whatever the subject that student is, then you will see the teacher's name here. Then you have that teacher's email. So you can email that in the event that you want to take. Of course, Buzz also has all that information. If you click on here, the Buzz has the teacher information right here. Who's the teacher, their phone number, extension, their email address, all is listed here. But again, you have a second place to look at, which is in your grade link as well. So that's pretty much, we have both areas that you'll work a lot, which between GradeLink and Buzz. So the next one we will, there's GradeLink also have an app on your phone. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I let you guys know. So you can download this app on your iPhone or your Android. You'll be able to get this on your iPhone and then log in from your iPhone, on your app as well from your phone. So you have this option to log in as well. When we send you the GradeLink, when we send you this GradeLink email with your login information, you will be able to, there will be an option for downloading the app, and that way you can just go ahead and download the app from that as well. Our school website is a lot of, we have a lot of resources in our school website. So that gives you a little bit information about as you go through your school year. So definitely this is one place I would really suggest everyone to look through. So I'm going to go into our website, inshallah, global.alhuda.org. Under the resource page, you have our handbook, anybody who would like to have transcript request. And we have our technical requirements. There was a question earlier, what type of desktop or laptop or device that you should have. Definitely we ask you to have a standard laptop or desktop with Windows or Mac. Google Chrome is a good browser to use. Chromebooks are welcome, but we do not recommend any iPads or tablets. iPads and tablets are not compatible with some of the features that we use, which is Buzz. And then there are other EdTech tools that you have seen during our open houses or in the past. So please make sure that you do have a standard laptop or desktop, not a tablet or iPad. So this is what, and definitely your internet, which should have a good high-speed internet, and as well as headsets and microphones, along with a camera, because every student should have their camera turned on during live classes. Another area that you will see some resources for students and as well as parents. This page here, it's called Information Resources under Resources tab. Here we have a short section that we have created for students, what type of help or how to use certain programs or certain systems that we utilize in global school. So for example, if you click on Buzz, we have short videos and tutorials on how to check your child's grade, viewing semester grades, how to submit an audio video file, and we will continue to add more here, inshallah. And GradeLink, again, the same thing. And then we, of course, have the Zoom controls. So because you do want to make sure that if you are not coming in with your correct name on your Zoom profile, the teacher will not let you in. So please, please, please make sure as students signing into Zoom classes during your school year, during your classes, make sure your name is correct. Do not have random names. You will not be able to get into the class if we don't see your name on our roster. So our roster goes according to your legal name that your parents have submitted. So make sure that all parents have this information ready for your children, that they should have their profile name, proper name that you have submitted for us during your application process. We will not bring them in if the names are not correct. Again, the one more item that we'll be using on a regular basis is our map test. Some of you already know about map tests. We've done this as admission. We will be doing this twice a year as our national, the regular standardized testing for school. So definitely that's another one that we use. Again, this is a really good tool that a page that you can utilize. We will be adding more and more tutorials. There are 2 life skills courses for students and parents. We will send this via email between this week, inshallah. And please do these courses. It really helps you understand what AGS offers in terms of services and the systems that we do, and then at least gets you a little bit hands-on experience on what needs to be done. At this time, I will stop here, inshallah, and then let you ask any questions. And I believe that's about on my end. Thank you so much for listening, inshallah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sister Shamla. Again, we'll open the floor. Students, if you have questions, yeah, ask that you hold off on those until next week. We'll have an orientation just for the students as well. Parents, if you have any students, please feel free to ask. There's a question, can we log in from an app or website? Because there is no app for what we know for Buzz. You can log in from your phone if you as a parent want to see, but we don't recommend that students complete their work on Buzz unit form, but you can log in from your phone. So all books, reading materials, everything is housed on Buzz. What you saw right now, everything will be there. Again, please keep in mind that the online learning is very different. So there rarely are there textbooks, complete textbooks as you're used to the physical textbooks online. But all the stuff that is in textbooks is presented in a way that is appropriate for online learning. So it'll be short videos, interactive activities, reading assignments, and so on and so forth, that all housed on Buzz itself. With the exception, once we get to the higher level courses like AP subjects, inshallah, which we hope to offer in the future, and they may have their specific AP textbooks and so on. So self-paced, basically, a self-paced is when students complete all the reading assignments, they complete all their assignments, all their tests, all their quizzes at their own time. Meaning, they go through that stuff at their own time. They don't attend a live class. The ways these courses are structured, they can be completed by a student at their own pace. Of course, they have to meet certain deadlines, but it means that they don't have to be in class at a certain time. And so the idea is, let's say a student has, lesson 1 to complete, and it's assignments by Sunday, let's say. So the student will work at their own pace during the week, whenever they have time out of their HIFZ class and so on. And they will, read the materials, complete the interactive assignments, complete any quizzes, any assessments they have by that time. And if they get stuck, they will have specific office hours for the teachers that they can log in and ask questions of the teachers. And so the idea with that is it gives flexibility to the students, especially those who are taking, for example, a full-time HIFZ class and so on that they need to attend, and it gives them the flexibility. School starts on August 30th, inshallah. August 30th, inshallah. All right. All right. I think those are all the questions we have. Any other questions? Right, wonderful. Well, there are no more questions. We thank you all so very much for attending. What you should be looking forward to, getting your Buzz accounts, students and parents, and GradeLink accounts, logins and passwords. You should be looking forward to getting information about the student orientation that we plan to have next week. And then, of course, looking forward to having you all join on Wednesday, August 30th, for our first day of school, inshallah ta'ala. Yes, all homework assignments, everything will be online on Buzz. Yep, everything is housed on Buzz. Viewed on Buzz, submitted on Buzz, inshallah. So we're all going to be buzzing with Buzz, if that makes sense. All right. Of course, if you have more questions, you can always reach out to us at global@alhuda.org. Global@alhuda.org. It's in the chat box. Feel free to reach out to us at any time. If you want to call us, you can call us at this number also posted in the chat box. Jazakumullahu khairan. Thank you so much for joining. We look forward to a wonderful and awesome school year for all of us. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.